Welcome back to Let the Quran Speak. This is a question and answer session. If you have any questions, please visit our website at www.quranspeaks.com. Now, Brother Shabir, we have a few questions here today. The first one, we're talking about the killing of apostates in Islam. It seems to be harsh and cruel. We've seen, a couple of years ago, we heard something of this. Basically, the idea is if somebody goes away from Islam, we are to kill him. Now, how do we justify that in Islam?
Well, although this has been a very common ruling among the legal doctors of the Islamic faith, I have not found this to be borne out by the Quranic text itself, and I'm not convinced, in fact, that this should be the Islamic rule, that you just simply automatically kill the apostate. Mm-hmm. It seems that in ancient societies, treason, or what recently used to be called high treason, was considered to be a very significant crime. It endangered the political enterprise. It endangered basically the state and the safety of its citizens. Mm-hmm. And for this reason, the person who committed treason was treated very harshly in general, whether due to faith or regardless of faith within Islam or outside of Islam. And so Muslim societies naturally adopted similar laws. They dealt very harshly with the person who committed treason, which basically meant that the person went over to display his loyalty to the other side, which would mean that he would share all of the military secrets and so on with the other side. Mm-hmm. Now, because the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with his early band of followers became one group competing with all of the other groups for survival in the region, and they were a beleaguered group threatened with decimation at any time from anyone who would dare to attack them, the Muslims had to also behave to a certain extent as a political entity, as a state, and they had to protect their own borders and their citizens. And this meant also that they had to have laws against treason which are similar to which was in the international situation at the time. Mm-hmm. Some people apparently have confused this and thought of this in religious terms, and thought of it as a person leaving his religion, being so guilty as being deserving of death for the reason of leaving his religion. To me, it was not about that. It was a political act. It was the person who committed treason against the state that was to be dealt with in that way. Of course, nowadays we do not deal with people in this way, because a person leaving one state to join another is not really committing such a crime or posing such a danger to the state that he has left.
Now, there also often, when you talk about it, you hear of the idea of mass exodus, that it was going to be a problem in Islam, because there was a mass following that came all of a sudden, and there are reports that they feared that people might stage a mass exodus so that people would turn away from Islam. Does that have any bearing on this?
Are you referring to the persons in Medina who at the time were saying, let's toy with the faith by becoming Muslims by morning and then leave it by evening? Well, the Quran makes reference to this, and the point of the Quran here is that these people are doing this, and what we can build from that is that if they were doing this right under the nose of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and he did not actually put them to death. In fact, they couldn't be doing this if he were killing apostates for the fact just simply that they're leaving the Islamic faith. He wasn't killing people just for the fact that they were leaving the Islamic State. Otherwise, people would not use this ploy. What they were saying is that let's pretend to be Muslims in the early part of the day, and then leave it at the end of the day to give the impression that we checked it out and it's no good, to turn other people away from the faith.
Thank you, Brother Shabir. We're quickly running out of time. If you have any questions, please visit our website at www.quranspeaks.com. Until next week, peace be with you.
Allah